Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. My name is Graham, and welcome to my show. And one thing I want to mention, because I've been seeing a lot of comments coming up about this, and this is getting ridiculous, the Beats headphones. What's with all the hate on the Beats headphones? People are saying maybe they're expensive, or maybe they're not like the best value for headphones. Guys, I got them for free. This was a Christmas gift. What am I supposed to do? You want me to go and spend more money on headphones when I have these already for free? I need to clear the air here so there's no tension, because I've been sensing a lot of tension with the headphones. Every video, there's at least like 3 dozen people. Graham, the Beats headphones. Why are you wearing the Beats headphones? Guys, they're free, okay? So let's clear the air here and let's get into the call. Okay, so we have a very interesting caller here. His name's Cole. And he is a new realtor, wants to go over his budget. And the reason I picked Cole is because he was so accurate with everything he spends money on. I'll ask him if I can throw up the screenshot of everything here. But he basically just wants me to go over his budget and talk about really how to pay down student loans and a few other common things. And the reason I wanted to do this call is because I think a lot of people watching would be able to relate to this. I know we've done some pretty extreme calls with people earning just like an insane amount of money, or inheriting a lot of money, or losing a lot of money. We've yet to do any call that is a little bit more relatable to everyone watching. So let's do a call that's relatable to everyone watching and just go over a normal situation of what a normal person spends, and let's give him a call.
Hello?
Cole, welcome to the Graham Stephan Show, man. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Graham?
Good. Thanks
Nice
so
to
much for
talk to
coming
you.
on.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Definitely, man. So what's going on?
So, 27 years old, still living at home. Obviously, I mentioned to you that I've moved, I graduated college, moved down to North Carolina, kind of got into real estate and the marketing aspect down in North Carolina. And then about 6 or 7 months ago, I got an offer, a more steady job and stable job back up in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
So I came back here, working that job, also got my real estate license up here. And, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what my next steps should be. I mean, I mentioned to you that I have some money saved away in the bank right now, and I'm not sure whether or not I should keep that saved and, use that as a down payment soon, or pay off some student loans and then resave up and, use that as a down payment later on.
So I'm looking through this right now. The one thing that I notice is the loans. Now,
Yep.
This is not something I'm a fan. The first thing I saw when I saw this is the $400 car payment.
I knew you were
that
going to say that, yeah.
yeah. And the funny thing is, as soon as I opened the email, the first thing out of my mouth was, "Oh man, a $400 a month car payment. Why?" Okay, because I was just like, that's too high. What is he doing? I want to know, what car is this?
It's a 2015 Mustang.
And then $200 a month for car insurance. Your car is $600 a month, man.
That's for both my vehicles, the insurance.
Okay, 2 vehicles.
Yeah.
I'm giving you some shit right now, but
No,
yeah.
no, dude, listen. I knew exactly. As soon as I sent the email, I'm like, he's going to say something about the car.
I'm gonna grill you about the car. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Here's-
and I feel like it's a decision that I made, back before I kind of learned about real estate investing and kind of, had the aspiration to get into it and buy properties and stuff. So I kind of made that decision.
Okay.
I was in college. I was like, nice car, get good gas mileage, like, good decision. But at this point in time now, I feel like I'm already into it where I can't really, like, if I sold it, it wouldn't really recoup anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already kind of in it at this point.
That's a very much a sunk cost fallacy, that it's worth it to keep because you've already lost the money on it and it's not going to get much worse. Here's the way I look at it, okay? You have a loan on the car. You owe $7,500 a month at 5% in interest. I would absolutely knock out that loan. Because here's the thing. In real estate, if you get a 5% return, it's decent, okay? Some people are going to be in the comments being like, "But no, Graham, I get 12% return. What do you like?" And they say crap like that. I think, at least here in LA, a 5% return is decent. I would be happy if I got a 5% return. And the way you got to look at it is that you're losing 5% by getting the car, and not only that, any lender, you want to invest in real estate, any lender is going to see that, and they're not going to care that you only have $7,500 left on the loan. They don't care if you're like a few months away from paying the whole thing off. They don't care about that. They just see he has $400 a month leaving his account that he's obligated to. That $400 a month is equivalent to basically an $80,000 loan in terms of getting a mortgage. So that $400 a month car payment means you can buy $80,000 less of real estate.
Right.
So that $250,000 home that you wanted, that's now, I can't math here, 170.
Oh, okay.
Right?
That's what you're saying.
Because
Okay,
it goes
the other
down.
way. Right.
Yeah, it goes down
Right.
the other way, man. That's not good. The first thing I would do is knock out that $5,500 student loan. I would just pay it off today or tomorrow. Knock it out because you still have enough in savings to cover you for several months. I would, for right now, I would just keep 4 to 6 months worth of emergency fund for your spending. So $1,450 times 4 to 6. I am terrible at math, but if we do $1,450 times 4, we get $5,800 to blah 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 to $8,700 in savings at all times. Where do you keep your savings, by the way?
I do use American Express High Yield.
Okay, decent. Okay, so I can't complain on that. That's I think 2.1% right now.
Yeah, I was thinking about opening an Ally account. I was going to wait until, because I heard that you can open multiple accounts within the account, so I figured that would probably be ideal to like keep your properties, like if you start building up properties, to keep it all separated, right?
That's what I do. So for those that aren't aware, so I have Ally Bank, and one of the reasons I've used them, first of all, is because I've used them for like 5 or 6 years now, but also because you can have unlimited checking accounts. And I just basically go through, I open a checking account for every single property. So you can have like 6 checking accounts with 6 different checks and 6 different debit cards. And basically, I run all of my expenses through those checking accounts. And I always keep a few grand in each account. And then when it gets above a certain amount, I just transfer from the checking account into my savings account. And that's it. And that way, I always have reserves. I have auto pay on all the checking accounts. I don't even have to think about any of the bills because it's all automatically paid through that. That's why I love Ally. Move to Ally. That's good. So I would do that, but knock out the student loans. If you're talking about maybe investing in real estate or making other investments, you're not going to get a better investment return right now unless you make really risky investments, which I wouldn't be doing right now. But for a safe, guaranteed return, you're not going to get anything better than paying off these loans. 5%, 5.5%, 7.5%. There's your return right there. You got 22 grand right now that you should be paying off. I would work towards paying off that debt, and that way you can at least go into getting real estate without any bad debt hanging over your shoulders here.
If I pay off all these loans, is my credit score going to drop because I have less accounts open?
No, it's not going to drop whatsoever. Plus, you do not need to pay interest or do not need to pay on loans to get a better credit score. The auto loan is going to help you in the future if you decide to get another auto loan. One of the things that I didn't realize when it comes to this, by the way, and I hope that you would be in this predicament at some point, is if you ever go to finance an exotic car, they like that you've built up to those payments. Like, you could be making $300,000 a year and go and say, I want to buy a McLaren and I want to finance $100,000 of that. They literally will look and see if you've owned equivalent cars and taken out equivalent loans. And if you haven't, because you can't just go from zero to McLaren. They like to see, you've got a you got a Lotus Exige, you got an Audi R8, you got a Nissan GTR, and you built up to this. So the auto loan will help you in the future if at some point you decide you're making a ton of money, you want to finance a more expensive car. The student loan debt, man, I would just get rid of it, man. I mean, that does nothing for you. And you should be building credit outside of getting 7.5% interest rate loans. I mean, I would hope that you would have right now a healthy mix of credit cards.
Yeah, I have like 6 right now, I believe.
No, not. If Dave Ramsey heard this, he'd be like, "Oh, cancel them, cancel." Like he would have a heart. I'm just like, yeah, man, that's awesome. Tell me more about your credit card. That's awesome.
Anytime you say that to someone, well, I mean, besides you, of course, but anytime I say that to another person, they're like, "Wow, you must have a lot of debt." Yeah. And I'm like, dude, you use it like a debit card. You slide it for something, you pay it off immediately that night or the next day, and you just get the free rewards.
So I take it you have no balance on those cards because you didn't list it.
No.
Okay. No. You're fine then. You're fine. So that's what your credit. What's your credit score right now?
It's just over 760 right now. But that's because I just opened up like 4 cards within the last 6 months.
Is that for churning? You're churning these cars?
No, I actually just opened it because I wanted to stabilize my credit a bit more. So I was opening. I'm going to be
Good.
turning once I start buying properties, but not yet.
Okay, and all of those cards have no annual fee, I hope, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, that makes me so happy, man. You just keep these cards forever. Just a little charge every 6 months.
That's the plan.
Awesome. Okay, so you're doing good on it. Really, my only critique, if I'm going over your budget, man, $400 car payment, too high, wasn't needed, made a mistake, fine, deal with it. I wouldn't necessarily have, the sunk cost fallacy of, well, I already got the car, it's not that bad. It's not the end of the world, but I think $400 a month for a car is too high.
The only thing I'm thinking with that is, like, let's say it's valued at like 18 right now, right? 18,000. If I get rid of it and my loan is still 8 or 9,000 on there, so I'm let's say I get back 10,000 from it, right?
Yes.
I kind of look at it as like, would I buy this car for $10,000 right now? And I mean, it's a fairly new car. It only has 30,000 miles on it. So like that's the only.
Yeah, but it's
reason
not
why
buying
I
for
feel like
10,000 because you have a loan. You have a loan for $7,500 on it that you still have to pay off. I mean, that's costing you $400 a month. So it's not like would you still buy the car for 9 or 10? It's would you buy it for that plus $400 a month?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way you got to look at it. I'm not telling you to go and sell the car because I'm a car guy. So I'm just saying that in the future, it's something to consider right now. I mean, that's it. It's just keep it in the back of your head. I mean, that's all it is. I'm not going to be extreme and be like, sell the car now. Get a Toyota Camry, 100,000 miles on it. You don't need to do that. Just be mindful of that and be aware of the potential setback in the future when you go and eventually get into real estate. I would make sure my priority right now for you, man, pay off the $22,000 in debt. That would be my priority. I would throw as much money as you can into the debt. I know you're living with your parents right now. I would continue living with your parents until the debt is paid off and until you got a bit more in the savings. Ideally, I mean, here's my thing, man. I don't think there's any shame in living with your parents as long as you can, as long as you have a good relationship with them, as long as they're not holding you back from doing anything, as long as everything is good. I don't see there being any shame in the sake of just now is your chance to save up to get that debt paid off. And hopefully, I mean, ideally in the best case scenario, you would have all of the debt paid off. You would save up enough money to then go and buy your own place and house hack. I mean, that would be my ideal situation. And you would live at home as long as that takes, within reason. Don't be like 70 years old and be like, Mom, Dad, I'm in a house hack any day now. They're like 110. You don't want to do that, but within reason. And that way, imagine like you get a house and you can rent out a few of the bedrooms, or you get a house with a guest house and you can rent that out, or you can move in the guest house and rent out the main house and make some profit. That's totally achievable if you have a really high savings rate and you're living at home and you don't have that expense and you don't have $400 a month car payments.
Right. No. So if I'm looking at, let's say, a property that's, a multifamily unit that's somewhere between 200 and 300,000, let's just say the high end, 300,000. How much would you expect that I need to have saved in order to, buy that property, pay for the closing costs, have reserved funds, all that stuff, just to have a number to know, like, all right, I'm comfortable to move in now and get this place?
I would say it depends on how much you're going to need to put down and how much the property is going to be generating an income. If it were me, I always aim to put down 15 to 20%. Plus, you want to have about 6 months of buffer in terms of property expenses. And that's just for the property. So, on $300,000, I would say you're probably looking at about $40,000 to $50,000 down, plus probably, I don't know, maybe another $12,000, $13,000, something about that, just as your safety buffer for expenses. If something breaks, you move in and a water heater breaks or, something floods, whatever it might be, at least you have a buffer there. That's what I would kind of aim for. There's going to be some other people that tell you can put down 10% and you're going to be totally fine. You can put down $30,000, $25,000, whatever it might be. And you'll be fine. So it really just depends on how much money you're making, how big the loan is, what your income is looking like at the time. I aim for 15 to 20 just because I'm a little bit more risk adverse when it comes to that.
Perfect.
So I think that's all achievable in the next 3-4 years. Especially if you're starting to make more money as you go around and you get better at your career and you start getting promotions and maybe you get some other opportunities. So it's all very doable.
Perfect.
Cool. Well, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate the call and keep me posted with everything.
Thank you. I know. I appreciate you taking the call.
Yeah, you got it, man. Good luck.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot. Have a good one.
You got it. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Bye.
So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoy content like this, make sure, as always, to absolutely destroy, you know it, the like button. Also, make sure to subscribe and add me on Instagram. I post there pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there. Thank you again for watching, and until next time.